I didn't allow my ex and former best friend to take my kids out of state for a week to heal and recover after she was left unable to have children. My ex, Jordan, and my old best friend, Casey, had been acting weird for months before I found out they were hooking up behind my back. Jordan was my boyfriend for 3 years, and Casey was like a sister to me since middle school. We'd spend nights talking about everything, and I trusted her with my life. The worst part wasn't even finding them together in my apartment. It was finding out that Casey had been trying to get pregnant this whole time because she was convinced Jordan would leave me for her if she had his baby. She'd been secretly going off birth control and everything. When I confronted them both, Jordan didn't even deny it. He just packed his stuff and moved in with Casey the next day. But here's the thing, nobody talks about when your life falls apart. I was already 8 weeks pregnant with Jordan's twins. I hadn't told anyone yet because we'd been having problems and I wanted to figure things out first. So there I was, alone and pregnant while watching my ex start a new life with my former best friend. The pregnancy was rough from the start. I was throwing up constantly and could barely keep food down. My doctor put me on bed rest at 6 months because of complications. Jordan never once asked how I was doing, even though Casey would drive past my apartment almost daily. I gave birth to Mia and Ryan when they were 7 months old and had to spend 2 months in the hospital with them. Jordan stepped up for the kids though. He'd come by 3 times a week and take them for weekends. He was actually a good dad when he wasn't being a terrible boyfriend. The kids loved him, and I wasn't going to mess that up because of our drama. Casey couldn't get pregnant no matter how hard they tried. After 2 years of trying everything, the doctors told her she had endometriosis and would never have biological children. She completely fell apart. Started calling me crying at random hours talking about how unfair it was that I had Jordan's babies and she couldn't. She'd show up at my door asking to hold Mia and Ryan for hours. At first I felt bad for her because I knew she was hurting. But then she started saying things like how the kids should spend more time at their place and how she could give them things I couldn't afford. Jordan backed her up saying Casey just wanted to help and I was being selfish. 3 months ago, Casey called me sobbing about how her therapist recommended she spend time away from triggers to heal properly. She wanted to take Mia and Ryan to her parents' cabin in Colorado for a full week while Jordan took time off work. Just the 3 of them bonding as a family unit. I told her absolutely not. These are 4-year-old twins who have never been away from me for more than 2 nights. Taking them across state lines for a week wasn't happening. Casey started screaming at me through the phone about how I was a heartless witch who didn't understand her pain. She said I was keeping Jordan's children from healing their relationship. Jordan showed up at my apartment the next day demanding I reconsider. He said Casey was struggling with depression and the kids could help her process her grief about not being able to have children. I asked him if he was seriously suggesting I use my children as therapy animals for his girlfriend's fertility problems. That's when he admitted Casey had been talking about how natural she felt with the twins and how she'd make a better mom than me since I was always stressed about money and working 2 jobs. He actually said maybe it would be good for everyone if the kids spent more time seeing what a stable home looked like. I lost it. I told Jordan that Casey wasn't their mom and never would be, that his girlfriend's emotional problems weren't my kids' responsibility to fix, and that if he thought I was such a bad mom, he could take me to court instead of trying to manipulate me into handing over my children. Casey tried a different approach the next week. She came over with presents for Mia and Ryan and acted like nothing happened. She started talking about this amazing adventure they could go on and how she'd planned activities just for them. The kids were excited because they didn't understand what was really going on. She pulled me aside and promised she just wanted 1 week to feel like a real mom before accepting she'd never have biological kids. She said it would help her move on and stop resenting me. When I said no again, she accused me of punishing her for something that wasn't her fault.